I think I started to dream of being an Olympian when I was a child, but I didn't really know or recognize that. If you had asked me the question before I found a small little thing and a project that I did in 3rd grade where I had Olympic medals on and I was a runner, I didn't even remember it until I saw that. So I think that I didn't really start to internalize the idea of the possibility of being an Olympian until I got to the University of Miami and realized that, kind of the next step was to look toward professional sports and the Olympic effort. I wasn't sure until I crossed the finish line. I saw my name in that 3rd place position that I was going to the Olympic Games the first time in 2004. I think the thing that was really cool was that I hadn't thought that, I didn't think that there was everything on the line in that moment. Of course, I was very nervous. It was the Olympic trials and there was pressure, but at the same time, I hadn't had those real goals and aspirations for such a long period of time that I was really excited to come across that line and know that I had made myself a name among some of the best names in the sport at that time period. I think the coolest thing about 2004 was the idea that my family got to come. It was the beginning of my career. I didn't know exactly how the Olympic movement worked or what it was going to be like, and I was just hoping to have some family members there and somebody to be able to make it because I knew it was very expensive to get to Europe. In 2004, at just age 20, I was able to make it to the podium, and as I went through each round, I think I was thinking, do the best you can, Lauren. And one of the things my father said, before the finals was, it doesn't matter what happens out there tomorrow, that I love you no matter what, and that you've already made us so proud in making it to this point that don't put the pressure on yourself to feel like you have to do this for us. We are proud of you no matter what. You're my daughter no matter what. And I think that's what really helped me get to that line, take the deep breath, and go for gold and come up just a little bit short, but really be able to appreciate and celebrate that silver medal at age 20. My dad did a really good job of putting me at ease despite, the idea that he was in the hospital and that these things had happened and he was in an unfortunate situation. He said, don't worry, I'll be out, I'll be fine. You go out there, you run your heart out, everything's gonna be great. So from that aspect, he did kind of the same thing to calm me that he did right before the 100-meter final to make sure that I wasn't gonna be thinking about that as I stepped to the starting line. I think now that I'm older and I can look back on that relay experience, I think the thing that wasn't in place was good chemistry, good team camaraderie, the chemistry of everything working together. I don't think we had that, and I don't think that we could get the stick around the track. It wasn't anyone's particular fault or this little thing that happened technically or that those are the reasons that people will cite for the stick not getting itself around. But I think overall it was what was in the air. I think the moment that the relay was going bad, you don't know what to think. You're 20 years old. The stadium is packed with people. They're all counting on you, and you're wanting to pick it up and just run. You're like, this can't be over. How did this happen? And so I think it's the longest 2 or 3 minutes of your life having to walk, the next 200 meters to get out of the stadium. And it's the first time you're coming face to face with all these cameras and you're addressing people about what just happened, and you can't internalize for yourself what just happened. I think one of the coolest things about the Olympic experience is the idea that you have all these people in your life that come up at kind of the weirdest times, or just when they know you need them. And so, like I said, the chemistry was a little bit off for the relay. They were all wonderful girls, and so we were kind of sticking together in that moment. We did get behind the stage, or once it was all said and done, and remember to pray. And so, in those moments, that's when you remember that I don't do this just to please other people or to represent America or to get the gold medal. I do this for the Lord. This is my platform to be able to serve the Lord. And one thing I do remember afterward was getting back to the village and seeing my friend Cyan Richards-Ross. And the first thing she said to me, instead of saying, oh man, what happened, or anything like that, she said, come here, let me pray for you. It was just that simple. And so you see God pop up at these little times, and just that little inkling from here and there. Everyone's dropping a little nugget for you to remind you that this is not the biggest thing. Though you feel very low right now, that you will get through this.